The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more, now listen closely. Something very powerful, certainly not human. Is it so powerful that it couldn't possibly be human? Because isn't a little bit of a... Shit, hang on a sec. There's people yelling outside. I'm gonna close the door, or the window. Okay, I'm back. So, are they saying that this thing is so powerful that it couldn't possibly be human? Like, is that why it can't be human? A little bit of a spoiler. No, I'm not gonna fucking say it. I'm not gonna say it. Fuck it. Some people may not have played this game or watched this game, so I'm not gonna spoil anything. Fuck it. I'll report when I know more. Now listen closely. The X in Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Is your objective clear? Yes, now get moving. I really like this first area a lot because they give you like an objective, like an actual video game objective, like find these things and do something to them instead of just get from here to here and then leave. Like, it seems like they put more time into developing this first portion of the game, and later on, like, we just get from point, like, the objective is pretty much get from point A to point B. That's pretty much what it turns into. This first area is kind of unique like that, I guess. I don't care about these things. Get out of my face. Oh my god, it's a big thing. Ugh. And this is the this is one of the atmospheric stabilizers. As you can see, it's being attacked by an X parasite, and we need to stop that. And it's kind of producing more X parasites. And that's not good. Atmospheric stabilizer online, 4 units still malfunctioning. Yay. Okay, it cleared up all the shit. I really like this game's art. I like it so much. Okay, if you saw just then, 2 X parasites combined to create this thing. Now I got another energy tank. Alright, let me get back to what I was saying a while back about getting abilities in Arachnoid. The first... Hang on, let me figure out where the fuck I'm going. Okay, I think this is another stabilizer. Yeah. The first way to get abilities is by killing... I'm not going to say bosses, I'm going to call them large enemies because, like, it's very... What you call a boss is kind of... like, it's kind of arbitrary, I guess. Oh god. Okay, I gotta shoot it from below. Like, there are bosses and there are sub-bosses, and, like, can sub-bosses give you abilities as well as bosses? Like, what technically is a sub-boss? Like, I don't want to get into all that, so I'm just going to call them large enemies. Oh god. Okay, I'm going to go this way. So that's one way you get... Oh, shit. That's one way you get abilities in Arachnoid, by killing large enemies, similar to, like, pretty much every Metroid game. The second way is to absorb certain things. I really don't want to say too much more on it, but you absorb some... The fudge? These are Chozo or however the fuck you want to pronounce it. These were in Super Metroid. These are in like every Metroid game. I think they're like the they're like some ancient... Oh god, they do a lot of damage. They're like some ancient race of aliens that did a thing, and they're... I don't know. But they're in pretty much every Metroid game, is what I'm saying. Oh god. But yeah, the how much do I want to say about this? Let me think. Okay, this will damage me. How fast will it damage me? Pretty fucking fast. You absorb something. I'm gonna equate it to the way that you absorb things in this game. The way that you get new abilities in this game is to interact with man-made machines that you download abilities from. I'm going to equate that to to Arachnoid's method of absorbing abilities. There's killing bosses, which you do in this game to get abilities, and there's downloading / absorbing abilities. I'm just gonna say that. I don't really want to say too much. It's really hard to talk about a game that hasn't been made yet, that is currently in development. Like, to say much about it with, like, while also not spoiling any of this, like, much of the story. I don't want to tell you guys things that you don't figure out right away in the story. Recently, I've decided on something in the story. I'm kind of thinking like way at... What the fuck? They're blue in the background with red eyes. They look more evil. I've recently decided on something in Arachnoid's story that basically like ties into a sequel. And it has a lot to do with basically what happened before Arachnoid takes place. Before the main portion of Arachnoid. Like, I figured out a lot of the backstory. Like, I had a lot of it figured out before, but there was one particular thing that I didn't really know how to explain. Like, I didn't really know how to structure, and I finally figured it out, and that drastically changed another thing, but it makes so much more sense now. Like, I added a plot twist that makes a lot of sense, that explains something that I needed to explain, and it also makes a lot of sense, and I think it's pretty fucking awesome. I haven't finished writing the whole story. It takes a long fucking time to write a story, like a deep story for anything, really. I mean, if you care about like believability and like realism and stuff, like, because I'm writing a sci-fi story that takes place in the future, I've got to do a bunch of research about like what is reasonable to expect of like future civilization, and like where I think technology is gonna go, how I think it's going to evolve, like what's realistic to basically, like what is our species going to be like 300, 200 years in the future. I had to consider that, and I put a lot of consideration into that. I did some research. I took a bunch of... I have so many notes. It's insane. This is a door that you can only open from one side. If I leave this room and re-enter, you will see that I can't go back the other way. Okay, I think I'm seeing the 5 atmospheric stabilizers. I think I see where the other 2 are. That's a little annoying how like you kill an enemy and sometimes it just decides to come back. Ah! Okay, cool. That weird door that we just saw, it usually leads to a boss. So I'm gonna save, even though I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna die. Die, you bitch. Alright. I think this is a boss fight. Freaking die. One more. Alright. Oh yeah, it's all... Oh shit, this is the, It hurt me. It did 1 damage to me. Huh, that's interesting. I didn't know that actually hurt me. It was an X thing all along, oh my god. And it shoots shit at me when you shoot it in its eye thing. I think that's the only... Yeah, I can't even damage it unless I shoot it in its eye. I killed it, and now it turned into this weird thing, this blob. Charge beam ability recovered. Press and hold B to charge. So now I can charge my shots. I don't really like the way the charge beam looks in this game. My shots look like this, that's fine, but this... eh. I like the way it looked in Super Metroid a lot better. Hang on a sec, before I do, I just want to point something out to you guys. If you're playing a Metroid, it didn't come back. But basically, this one tile looked a little different. Look for that. Look for changes in tile patterns if you're playing a Metroid game. That will often lead you to secrets. Let me see something here. I think my normal shots actually got stronger too. I think before it took me 2 shots to kill one of those things, and now it only takes 1. Like these normal shots. All stabilizers online, atmospheric levels equalized. Yay. Okay, so now we need to get back to a navigation room to figure out what the fuck we're doing next. What's going on here? Wall jumping. Ah, shit. I'm going to show you guys how this wall jump works. Basically, when you're jumping against a wall, you press the opposite direction. Like if I'm jumping at a right-facing wall, which is what I'm shooting at, I need to, when I'm up against the wall, I need to press left and then jump again. And that's the way you wall jump in this game, and that's the way it worked in Super Metroid as well. But it's much easier in this game because the timing you have to have in Super Metroid is you have to have almost perfect timing, and it's a little bit more lenient in this game. Yeah, it's just easier to do. I like that they made it a little bit easier because it was just really fucking difficult in Super Metroid. Okay. So I've pretty much cleared every room in this area, so let's just go back to the entrance. Oh, Jesus. Ah! Stay away. So yeah, when you're writing, when you're trying to write a realistic story, there are a lot of things you need to consider. And basically, oh god. The way I've gone about writing Arachnoid's story is I've just gone through so many iterations. I start with the main points that I need to have. How does the story start? How do I want it to end? What are some key things that I want to have happen in between? And I just kind of start filling in the blanks in chronological order. I start at the beginning. I figure out how do I get from the beginning to the next point that I want to have happen, and I figure that out, and then I figure out how to get from that next point to the next point and the middle point and the end. And as I'm doing that, I find out that something halfway in the story kind of invalidates something in the beginning, or something was said in the beginning that kind of doesn't make sense in the middle. They said this in the beginning, so wouldn't they do this and that? you just have to keep on reiterating it over and over again in like chronological order, like making sure it makes sense chronologically. So that's what I'm doing right now, and it's super time consuming. It takes me basically a day to get through like 30 pages. A day to get through 30 pages of chronological story, and while I'm doing that I have to like keep track of NPC text and, you know, have that, make sure that makes sense to what is happening in the story. Like, this character knows this but doesn't know this other thing, so they shouldn't mention that other thing, and this is kind of how this last cutscene ended, so this is kind of the mood that everything needs to be in. Like, just keeping everything consistent. It's very time consuming. But I'm going through it slowly. I'm being very thorough, and it's coming along pretty good. Atmospheric stabilizers online, but many X have already made it to other sectors, it seems. In particular, Sector 2 TRO, the tropical habitat, shows abnormalities. I suspect the X entered this sector with the help of our unseen saboteur. I don't like that word, saboteur. I guess that's better than sabotager, but he or it may be in TRO. I like that. I like that they're saying that it has to either be a mailman, a man who is a dude, or something, some object, something that isn't human. Like, it couldn't possibly be a female human. Sexism. He or it may be in TRO now. Samus, get over there. We need to put an end to this. We need to put an end to this. Start moving. I'll brief you at the TRO navigation room. Alright, so we're done with this sector. This is basically level 1, I guess you could call it, that we just finished. As I listened to the briefing, my thoughts turned to Adam. The real Adam understood me well. He would end orders by asking, "Any objections, lady?" He knew I wouldn't disagree. That was just his way of noting our trust. I wonder if I can trust this computer too. Well, if he knew you wouldn't object, then what's the point of asking you? Like, that's kind of pointless. Samus is a little sensitive. Alright, Sector 2. I really like... Hang on, I'm going to go through this elevator again. Just look at the art in this elevator and the art surrounding the elevator. Just look at it. Pay attention to it. I like that there are things that kind of go in front of you to make the elevator seem like tubular, like tube-like, I guess, and things around it to kind of give the impression that yes, there's machines and shit all around you. I like that a lot. I actually go back and watch a lot of these videos, especially like my Super Metroid playthrough for my old channel. I watched those videos a lot, and I paid attention to how they did the art in that game, and I studied it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Oh god, the music has stopped, guys. Dramatic tension. I have learned the identity of our mystery saboteur, ... You guys ready for this? Da da da! Samus, it's an X mimicking you. I have named it the SAX. Oh my god. I believe the SAX came from the capsule containing your infected suit parts. It used a power bomb to escape the quarantine bay. That explosion breached the capsules containing all the X that started this disaster. But the SAX is definitely our biggest worry right now. The SAX is mimicking you at full power. You can't face it. If you see the SAX, just run. Don't think about fighting. You are still very vulnerable to cold, an unexpected side effect of the Metroid vaccine. That's extremely interesting. I love that they did that. Because in Super Metroid, you could freeze Metroids, and that was pretty much the way that you killed them. You had to freeze them and shoot them with super missiles, so because your life was saved by the Metroid vaccine, it kind of you inherited that weakness of Metroids. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Like Metroids, you can be frozen by an ice beam again. Of course, the SAX is armed with the ice beam. Stay away. If you see it, just run. HQ says they have bomb data ready in the date. I keep on going back and forth between data and data. It annoys me. It's not a big deal at all, I realize, but it annoys me. They have the bomb data ready in the data room. Bombs will help you find a way out if the SAX traps you. The data room is here, but it's sealed by a level 1 hatch. You'll have to find the security room and release the level 1 locks. But per safety protocols, it's not marked on the map. You'll have to find it on your own somehow, Samus. So first find the security room and unlock level 1 hatches, then go to the data room and get that bomb data. Yes. Keep an eye out for the SAX. I really like this addition of like this. I like that they threw that in there. It's kind of like the Tyrant in Resident Evil. This huge unstoppable force that kind of just you can't really kill. You just have to run away from. This does not hurt me. Oh god. Oh shit. Okay, so I can't kill those at all. I think I need the ice beam or the space jump to get over that. Oh, that did 40 damage? Oh god, that does a lot of damage. Okay. Okay, maybe I was a little wrong about you getting, Actually, no, I wasn't. I don't think I was wrong about it. When I said before that you get, like, too much, like, life energy in this game, early on, it's kind of... Oh god, Early on, it doesn't seem like I have much because I've only gotten 2 energy tanks so far. Data room, what? Oh, wait a minute, I think I know what's going on. Okay, yeah, I need to release the blue hatches first. I think I know where that is. I think it's over in the top right corner. But usually when I play 2D Metroid games, I don't really use missiles that much. Because pretty much you can just mash the fire button and it's pretty much just as good as using a missile. But I'm gonna try to, like, mix things up as much as I can, I guess. Okay. I really like the art in this level too. A lot of foliage. I really like the way that this is placed in the foreground here and you kind of run behind it. Very good effect. Like that water that you kind of step on. This whole place is kind of damp. Alrighty. Looks like an egg on a thing. It's like something from Star Wars, actually. Security level 1 unlocked. Blue hatch is now active. Come to think of it, this game, and like, or the idea that you have to like unlock hatches and stuff to release security locks, that's actually very similar to the second level in Arachno that I've designed. There are 4 security locks in the second level of Arachno that you have to release to well, you have to release 3 of them to get to the boss, and after you kill the boss, you release a 4th to like escape the level. Basically. Okay, let's go to the data room, get some bombs. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. I fell for that again, you bitch. Okay. Ah! Alright, and now we have bombs. Bomb data downloaded. Morph into a ball and press B. You hear that? Those footsteps? We'll hear them again later on. And now this door is unusable. Is there any... Can I go here? I can. Okay. Before I do that, I'm going to go over here. I think there's an item here or something. Yes. But I've noticed that, like, the way that the Metroid like art people kind of did, like the art in this game, everything is very tile based. You notice all of these purple things down here, they're all basically just individual tiles, and they're outlined in purple. So when you like put them together, they look like they're all part of a single thing. They don't look like they're tiles, is what I'm saying. The outlines are just purple, so they go together very well. I've noticed a lot of the time that they outline things in black, and when you put them together, it just kind of looks like a space in between them. And even like the background here, like this tube thing, it's pretty much just, you can see where like the different sections are. So yeah, I've learned a lot about game art just from looking at Super Metroid. And this game too. Oh god, this isn't good. And what is going on here? Shit, wait. Okay, I don't want to come here yet. I think this is where I'm supposed to go. I think there's an item here or something. A save room. Okay, I'll save, whatever. But anyway, I mentioned before that I didn't really like the art style of Metroid Zero Mission, and it's a lot of it is pretty much the same, but I noticed like there are some aspects of the art in Metroid Zero Mission that are just not, they're different. Like Zero Mission has its own thing, you know, like it's different and it's unique in a certain way. Like I noticed a lot of the backgrounds of like rooms in Zero Mission are like done in this weird like modern type style. It looks kind of like lazily done. Like it just, it looks like, I don't know. I don't like it, whatever it is. I really don't like it. I mean, most of the game looks, I mean, I'm not saying the game looks like shit or anything. I'm just saying what they did different in Zero Mission, I don't like. I thought that was like a trap or something just now. Okay. Can I get back up? I'm curious. Is this a room that was designed to keep you from going back? Like, am I not supposed to be able to get back up here? I wonder. It looks like if I keep on... Oh, I can. Okay. So I'm not sure why this is so wide like this, but... I don't know. Like, I was thinking maybe that you were intended to, like, not be able to go back up. But I can. I just showed you guys. Oh god. It looks like a dangerous thing. Oh, and when you shoot it, it shoots shit at you. Okay. Ah, shit. Oh god. This thing takes... It does a lot of damage to you, if I remember correctly. Oh, and it's a red... Okay, cool. I think it actually does like 100 damage to you or something outrageous like that. Oh, you can see in the bottom right there, there's something going on. So let's go check that out. I really like that the secrets in Metroid games are like... You have to be very observant, and they reward you for being observant like that. And how the hell do I get back up? Oh, okay. I got it. Very good design so far, Metroid Fusion developers. I really like the background in this room. Some nice parallaxing happening there. If you look at like the surfaces of this room, like just the walls and the floor, it's not very complicated. It's not very complex, but it looks cool. So you don't really need complex tiles to make your shit look cool. And I noticed like a lot of the surfaces are like they're like outlined in like a lighter color. That kind of gives the impression that this is like a surface. But they're all outlined, all the surfaces that you can like the floors and the ceilings and the walls, they're all outlined in purple, so like you don't confuse like this brown shit right here for an object that you can like this isn't a wall that I can't get past right here. I'm not stuck here. I can actually move past this. But they kind of established that by outlining actual surfaces in purple. That's something I would... Like, they kind of had to do that, I think, because if you didn't, it would be very hard to tell that this brown thing right here, that's this big brown machine thing, wasn't like an object that you could like get around. Like it would be hard to tell that this was actually in the background if you didn't outline the foreground like this in purple. So that's kind of how they went about that. And oh god. Okay. That's a room we're going to be coming back to a little later. So I've been working on Arachnoid's art for... Oh god, these things are dangerous right now. I think they do a lot of damage. Oh god! An even more dangerous thing. Okay, I can't get up there yet because the water's slowing me down, and I think it actually keeps me from jumping. It actually, like... I think it affects my jump height also. But anyway, I've been working on Arachnoid's art for... in 2014, 2013, like... How many years has it been? Shit. I'm curious. I basically started at the beginning of 2013. 2 years? 2.5 years? Roughly? Something like that? Jeez, it's been a long time. But as I said before, I do more than just art. I'm actually writing the whole story and designing the game, designing the levels, and just everything. Everything that isn't programming, that's kind of what I do. I actually majored in programming in college, but I decided that I didn't like programming. It wasn't for me. Like, I like the idea of programming. It's fucking awesome that you can make a program that a computer can run and it will do what you fucking tell it to do. That's an awesome... Programming is the shit. I just don't enjoy doing it. That's the only thing. But while I was learning about programming, and I don't know very much, but while I was learning about it, I discovered that I love designing, I love writing, and when I started my senior project, I discovered I loved drawing too. I mean, I've always known that I like to draw, but I mean, I didn't know that I would enjoy it, like, on the level of actually doing art for a game. Like, I used to just, like, do dumb little doodles and stuff when I was little. But, yeah, I have a Photoshop CS5. I know it's an old version, but fucking it's all I can afford right now. I've got a pretty good tablet that I use. The surface is all scratched up because I've used the shit out of it. And I love it. Wait, okay, I gotta go in this middle door right here. I'm all lost on the mini-map. Okay, I can't go up there. I can't go up anymore. This is the only way I can go, I think. Ah. Die. But anyway, since when I started doing art for Arachnoid, I was really shitty. I was really bad. Like, I just didn't know very much about... I mean, I knew my way around Photoshop, like the basics of it and stuff. But I wasn't very skilled. I picked up a lot of techniques that help... shit. I don't like it when I fucking have multiple ways I can go, because then I have to keep track of where I've been and where I haven't. I think this is where I'm supposed to go, actually. It's a dead end, but not really. Okay, yeah, that's the boss room there. So, I've gone over an hour just a little bit on my recording, and there's a save room right here. So what I'm going to do is just save the game, again, even though I just did. And I'm going to end this recording here. And I will finish talking about my experience with game development and all that shit in just a little bit. Hang on one sec, guys.